Hello, this is Monica Reinagel. Welcome to the Nutrition Diva podcast. Support for the Nutrition Diva comes from Third Love, the lingerie brand that uses real women's measurements to design better fitting bras. Did you know that 80% of women are wearing the wrong size? Well, with Third Love, it takes just 30 seconds. You answer a few questions to find the perfect fitting bra for you, all from the comfort of home. You can try one for free for 30 days. Just pay up front for shipping and returns, and exchanges are always free and easy. Visit thirdlove.com/diva to get started. Cherry writes, as a doctor and recent fitness enthusiast, I love listening to your podcasts because I know you'll only give me evidence-based information with a dash of common sense. So what I'd like to know is if protein powders are safe during pregnancy, and if so, which ones in particular? This is a great question, and before I talk about protein powder specifically, I want to just talk briefly about protein in general during pregnancy. Protein needs increase during pregnancy, along with your requirements for lots of other nutrients. How much protein you take in during your pregnancy can affect things like the baby's birth weight and body composition, head circumference, and can even affect the baby's long-term risks of diabetes, heart disease, or obesity. So how much protein do you need during pregnancy? Well, you probably won't be surprised to learn that mothers who don't eat enough protein tend to have smaller babies and higher rates of preterm births. However, some research suggests that diets that are very high in protein might create different problems. Unfortunately, the current guidelines for pregnant women on how much protein they should take in are pretty loosey-goosey. The Institutes of Medicine say that it's okay for pregnant women to get anywhere from 10 to 35% of their calories from protein. But from the research that I've reviewed in looking into Cherry's question, the sweet spot appears to be something more like 15 to 18% of your calories from protein. Now, to get a rough idea of what that translates into, divide your current weight in pounds by 2.2, and that'll give you your weight in kilograms. And then multiply that number by 1.5 to get the approximate number of grams of protein per day. And keep in mind that this number will change as you go through your pregnancy because your weight is going to be changing. And then if you'd like to see how much protein you can get from various foods, you can check my protein cheat sheet. You'll find that at quickanddirtytips.com, and there's a link to it in today's show notes. With all this talk about protein, however, we don't want to lose sight of the bigger picture. How much weight you gain during your pregnancy is likely to have an even bigger impact on your baby's weight and future disease risk than how many of your calories you're getting from protein. So in addition to keeping an eye on your protein intake, it's really important to manage your total calorie intake as well. Obviously, it's important for you to get enough calories to sustain your baby's growth and development. This is no time for dieting. But excessive weight gain during pregnancy can be just as harmful as insufficient weight gain. I've done several previous episodes on these questions, things like how many calories you need during pregnancy and how to minimize your risks if you're overweight when you become pregnant. And you'll find links to all of those in the show notes, again, which are at quickanddirtytips.com. Now, where the protein comes from also seems to matter. While animal protein provides a very high quality source of protein, a couple of studies have suggested that diets very high in meat are not ideal. And by very high in meat, I mean like a pound of red meat per day. Believe it or not, they actually advised women to do this back in the 50s as a way to prevent preeclampsia. One advantage to getting your protein from a variety of sources, including meat, poultry, fish, and plant-based sources, is that you're going to get a better range of nutrients that way. Red meat is rich in iron and B12, which can help prevent anemia during pregnancy. Fish, on the other hand, is a good source of DHA, a fatty acid that helps support the baby's brain development. And plant protein sources like legumes are rich in folate, which aids neural development as well. And none of those protein sources is going to be a good source for all of these nutrients, so mix it up. And finally, we come to Cherry's question. Is it okay to use a protein powder as a source of protein during pregnancy, and if so, which ones? First, just a quick break to thank our other sponsor today, Care.com. Life throws a lot of monkey wrenches into our already overpacked schedules. A kid gets sick and needs to be picked up from school. A parent needs a ride to a doctor's appointment. The dog has to be rushed to the vet. You need an extra set of hands on demand, often when you least expect it. Care.com is the world's largest digital marketplace for finding and managing family care. You can find sitters and nannies, housekeepers, dog walkers, senior care, tutors, errand runners, and more, full-time, part-time, anytime. Care.com HomePay also makes it really easy to book and pay for care, even taking care of your nanny taxes for you. You can join for free as a basic member and start searching for great local caregivers in your area. Upgrade to premium membership, and you can schedule interviews, book and pay for care online or through their handy app. The site is super easy to use, and I know I appreciate having access to things like background checks and certifications. You can save 30% off a Care.com premium membership and receive a $15 credit that you can use toward paying your caregiver. Just visit care.com/diva. Again, that's care.com/diva. And now, is it okay to use protein powder as a source of protein during pregnancy? And if so, which ones? Strangely, the website WebMD gives the following warning about whey protein, but no other kind of protein powder. They say, given the lack of evidence about its long-term safety, women who are pregnant or breastfeeding should not take whey protein unless a doctor recommends it. You know, I ran this by a couple of my colleagues who do protein research on whey protein and other types of protein, and none of us could really think of a rationale for this warning, much less for singling out one type of protein powder as being more dangerous than any other. It is true that there is virtually no controlled research on the use of whey protein powder during pregnancy or lactation. On the other hand, whey is a natural food product. If you're eating cheese or other dairy products during your pregnancy, you're already consuming whey protein. Now, of course, whey protein powder will be a much more concentrated form. However, given the popularity of whey protein and other protein powders, I'm pretty sure that plenty of pregnant and nursing women are using them, and I'm not aware of any adverse effects being reported. Here's my opinion on this. Assuming that neither your total protein intake nor your total calorie intake is excessive, I wouldn't be concerned about using whey protein or any other protein powder to help meet your protein needs during pregnancy. However, before taking my advice, you might want to just run that by your obstetrician just to be sure that she agrees with my assessment in view of your individual situation. And feel free to share a link to the transcript of this podcast with your healthcare provider, because it includes links to the research that I've been talking about. And whether or not you're pregnant, I always suggest looking for an unflavored protein powder without any herbs, nutrients, or other ingredients added. Do you have other comments or questions about a healthy diet before, during, or after pregnancy, or really any nutrition question whatsoever? You can check our archives at quickanddirtytips.com, or you're always welcome to post a question on the Nutrition Diva Facebook page. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for your question, Sherry, and have a great week, everybody.